Hey, my name's Colby Tootoosis, and I'm here with Ashley Spyglass. We're here to talk about issues around treaty and the relationship to the province, the Crown, and the Dominion of Canada.
So, Colby, tell me about yourself and where you're from and what do you do?
Well, I work with young people, specifically around the area of suicide prevention, and my passion is sharing the truth around treaty.
What is treaty and why should Canadians know about it?
Treaty 6 was signed long before any province was established, so the Crown recognizes Treaty 1 to 11 as one major treaty. And when I'm speaking in terms of treaty, I can only speak in the context of Treaty 6. And we're all still entangled. And we have to realize that, you know what? The East Coast Indians didn't sign treaty for what we have. They didn't agree for what we have. The West Coast didn't sign treaty in terms of what we have. Nor did the Pre-Confederation, which is the Iroquois and Mohawk, because they had treaty too. And they were made before there was even a Canada. But they never asked for what we have. So when I'm speaking on treaty, I can only speak in the context of Treaty 1 to 11, specifically Treaty 6. And it's an agreement made with the Crown, but with us. It was a nation-to-nation agreement.
What are some of the issues that we are fighting for?
So one of the ways Canada, has diluted treaties in terms of failing would be doing the National Resource Transfer Agreement, where they transferred the jurisdiction of their resources to the province. And you have to realize that, when Treaty 6 was agreed upon, and that number of treaties were agreed upon, they only have the right to the depth of a plow. Underneath the depth of a plow is ours. And look at all the money Canada is making from the resources. That's supposed to be ours. But no one's acknowledging it. No one's willing to tackle it. Right? And so that's one of the ways. Another way is our education. You know what? Every First Nation school that we have, and it's our right to have our own school, we have a huge percentage less than any other school, than a municipality school, than a city school. We get less funding. So our education is a lot lower than a non-First Nation school. And that's another way. Another way is the Medicare, the right that we have. It's the medicine chest, right? So we have our medical care taken care of. That's being diluted now. And I know families who have to pay for their own medical care. I see it as like Canada is failing their obligation to represent the Crown. And how they have done it is diluted it. So what Canada, it's almost as if it's like a strategic war, you know what I mean? It's like a strategy. And what they have done is they created this term called Aboriginal. And they call us all Aboriginal. But there's a difference, because the Métis have different rights. The East Coast have different rights. The West Coast have different rights. So if you really look at it, all the other Indians across Canada are resting on Treaty 1 to 11's backs. Because we were the only ones who asked for those specific rights. And so they created that term, and they took treaty cards away and made specific status cards, right? That's one of the things that they have done. And I don't see it in terms of Canada breaking treaties, because Canada can't break treaties. Only an Indian can break it. So the reason I get worried and concerned whenever a chief from our treaty territory begins to speak in the terms of negotiating treaties. And it's like, why do you want to negotiate? It was already made. And if you look at the agreements that have been made so far, because here's Treaty 6, here's the Crown, underneath the Crown is Canada, underneath Canada is the province. These chiefs are starting to talk and make agreements with the province, so it's bringing us down, and it's diluting our international standpoint. It's diluting our nationhood. So I don't think Canada is failing, I think we're failing. And so there needs to be this awakening of this new generation of leadership that's going to represent our original Indigenous consciousness and follow through in honoring those prayers that our old people prayed for, to have what we have.
Thank you for your time and your information.